Welcome back. The family of Babes Wodumo has just addressed the media just a short while ago, in fact. The singer's father has publicly accused Mampintsha not only of abusing his daughter, but also stealing millions that she's made from her music. ENCA's Desan Thathia was at that briefing. He's been tracking the story quite closely and joins us now live. Desan, pretty short and to the point, not much comment from the family. They're happy, they say, that the case is now in the hands of police.
Exactly, Michelle. I think just a little bit of an anticlimax for the journalists that have gathered here. We did wait for just over an hour for that press briefing to get underway. And when it eventually did, just as you mentioned, a very short statement, just 2 pages really, and that was read out by Mbongeni Simelane, basically thanking South Africa for supporting Babes Wodumo during this time. Also just alluding to the fact that she has had to receive medical attention. In fact, that was the reason that they listed for her not being here today. They said that she was meant to come, but unfortunately she had to be treated instead. I did try to ask him as that briefing ended exactly what that medical treatment was and whether it was related to this assault that we saw, but unfortunately he said that he can't speak about it. In fact, he said it's a matter now that's now sub judice. He doesn't want to speak about it. He just referred me back to the statement, in fact, saying that the family had received free medical and legal services after this incident. So really nothing more and not much being said other than what was here in the statement.
Desan, did I hear correctly in that Babes Wodumo's father has said that he still stands by the comments he made yesterday regarding the fact that Mampintsha has repeatedly assaulted his daughter and that he's stolen millions of rand from her, the money that she made from her music?
That's right. In fact, they did confirm that that still stands. And you'll see that there was also a different tone here today. When we spoke to him yesterday, it was almost a little more raw and real in a sense, because he spoke very freely and he spoke from his heart, telling us all of those things about the allegations that he made against Mampintsha, about the millions that were stolen, saying that there had been a history of abuse. And I think today he took a more reserved tone, a little more focused, and he stuck to the script and decided not to get into that. But yes, certainly they still stand by that interview that we did with Mr. Simelane yesterday.
And there were some journalists who tried to use the opportunity to put some more pointed questions to the mother and father of Babes Wodumo. They were quickly shut down though, Desan.
Definitely, and I think one would understand that this is a really sensitive case, not just because of Babes' status as a celebrity as well as Mampintsha's, but also just because this is gender-based violence that we're talking about, and there has been this graphic video that has been released. And I think at times like this, one has to put themselves in the shoes of the parents of these victims, and I think with that in mind, that's why they decided that the least they could do was brief the media and provide an update, but wouldn't want to get into the merits of that case, because that's something else that we need to understand at this point, Michelle, is that this is now a police investigation as well, because that has been confirmed. The police are currently looking for Mampintsha, not saying that they want to arrest him, but they're saying that he will assist with the investigation. So I think all parties here will need to tread very carefully on how they handle this going forward.
There was this sort of self-imposed deadline that the police had, I believe it was 10 o'clock this morning, was it, Desan, for the sort of taking into custody, you don't want to use the word arrest, of Mampintsha. That has now come and gone. What do we know about his whereabouts?
Very little, Michelle. In fact, we've been trying to reach him as well on 2 numbers that we have. We haven't had any luck in that regard. The police say that he's gone to ground. They say that he's in hiding. Now, that deadline you're talking about was imposed by the National Commissioner, Keshla Setole, this morning. And that was at around 7 o'clock, which then, if you add the 3 hours, works out to 10. So shortly after 10 o'clock, I gave Vish Naidu a call. He's the spokesperson for the SAPS. And at that time, he said to me, nope, there's no word on where Mampintsha is, and they would update us when they did find him. So one of 2 things is going going to happen or is expected to happen. That's either he is going to hand himself over to police or they are going to find him. But as to when that's going to happen, we don't know. This isn't the first time that we've seen these deadlines fall through. You've seen in the past that police have issued this 72-hour activation plan, as they call it, and often when the 72 hours lapses, you find that they would say that they are still looking for this person. So one wonders then, what is the purpose of these hourly deadlines, or these 3-hour or 72-hour deadlines, if it in effect doesn't really have any weight. So we'll be watching this closely. We'll also be talking to the SAPS nationally to find out exactly when this case moves and when they get a hold of Mampintsha for him to answer to his role in that assault video.
All right, you'll keep us up to date on the story as it continues to unfold. Our reporter Desan Thathia live to us there just moments after the family of Babes Wodumo addressed the media just a short while ago.